What is good? What is good? We are back. It's been a minute, so we got a few things to talk about. I'm here with my peoples. Got Am from Am's Logic. Follow YouTube channel. It's dope. And we
Appreciate you.
got my right hand man since
Yes,
we was
sir.
about 6 years old. It's my man Lamont,
Salute.
sports
What's up?
enthusiast. So I don't want to get into a lot of Bucks talk.
Right.
I'm gonna let the past be in the past. And with the injuries, with all the injuries and stuff, I'm still calling it a false positive. I mean, I don't think we truly got to see what would happen. I mean, if we were fully loaded and we lost to Indiana, we'd have a lot to talk about. But
Right.
we were hobbled. It's just. But the one thing that I do want to speak on about the Bucks is what should we do with Doc Rivers? Because my only opinion is I feel like the one advantage that we have with Doc, because I don't think we can't look like the Lakers. If we fire Doc, we're gonna look
Right.
like just an unorganized
That
organization.
and we gonna make Giannis look crazy too.
Well, Giannis already looked crazy, but I think we have the advantage of we can ask Doc to step down as opposed to firing him. But I think that's what really should happen. I think we should ask him to step
I
down.
think they're gonna give him one more year. They got to give him one more year, and he came in the middle of all that turmoil.
That is true. You do got to give him a full chance, a full season.
They got to give him a full chance, and then there's gonna be some roster tweaks. He also said in his presser a lot of positive things, but talking and action are two different things. He came out and said the reason he wasn't playing Beauchamp because Beauchamp was hurt a lot, so he wasn't able to see what he can do. But he does know that Beauchamp has the most upside as far as from the young guys offensively, his length, athleticism. He does. He is aware that he has the most upside. He also said that he wants to give the young guys more run next year because he see that our lack of athleticism is really what killed us against Indiana. So I was happy to hear that. Now the problem is we got to tread carefully of what we're doing moves wise. Otherwise, we're gonna hit that second apron. That's what we're trying to avoid. So I do think one way or the other, Brook Lopez is gone. Pat Beverly is probably gone from his antics. Crowder is gone. Beasley is gone. I think those four are gone. That's the most realistic. Bobby Portis is not going anywhere. His contract is he getting paid chump change for what for the numbers he put up. So you can't trade Bobby. Middleton, you would love to trade him, but with his injury history, what are you going? What is somebody? Nobody's going to give you a $30 million player for Middleton. So realistically, we're stuck with Middleton
unless something amazing happens.
Yeah, unless something amazing.
But so even if you're rebuilding,
you're not going to trade Dame. You're not going to trade Dame. So Dame, Giannis, Middleton, and Bobby are the only people that are off limits besides the young guys, which is Beauchamp. Unless there's a great offer for Beauchamp, I can see them trading Beauchamp, AJ Green, Ajax, and Livingston. They're really high on Livingston. Lamar? So that's really it.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, as far as Doc goes, we're stuck with Doc too. Yeah. Because we can't afford to get rid of him because we're already paying him, Griffin, and Buds.
And Budenholzer.
What did we pay Doc?
We don't know.
4 years, 40 million, something like that.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, we can't afford to fire him, and I think it'll be a bad look if we get rid of Doc. Dame is going to be looking at this organization like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
It would be a complete mess. So we got to ride out with Doc at this point. I mean, you hired him. As far as the contracts, I agree with you, Am. Those are the only players that I would feel like are off limits, whether it's because they're producing or their contract just don't allow for a trade.
Right.
And they need to get younger. I think I was telling you guys, one person that I would go after, and I don't think he would be expensive, is Miles Bridges. 25 years old.
Did he
for the
just
Hornets.
sign? Didn't he just sign? He didn't. Okay,
that was P.J. Washington. I think they re-signed.
Okay.
Well, no, he's traded to. He's in Dallas now.
Oh, Dallas up. I thought they gave him a newer contract for Charlotte before. I'll check.
Well, Miles Bridges, they didn't want to give him a contract because he had that legal issue.
Yeah, I thought he signed after that.
Well, no, he's on. This is the end of his year. I mean, his year is up.
Yeah, but, he only did. You're right. He did a 1 year. He did a 1 year contract for $8 million.
Yep. So $8 million. He putting up 20 points. He's 25 years old. He's athletic. I would go after somebody like that. Another person that I saw that they talking about Brook Lopez for Marcus Smart. I think that would be stupid because you just flip-flopping old men.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't like it. I see that with a lot of teams, man. I see a lot of teams try to just recycle players, and I don't like that look.
No, and we need to get younger. We need to put youth around Middleton. Portis is only 29, but Middleton, Portis, Giannis, and Dame.
Right.
They need.
And the thing we got to know with Portis don't got no athleticism. Portis.
But he knows how to score.
Yeah.
I feel like he defends he defends when he wants to. Yeah, he cannot make layups. Good Lord. I don't understand that. It's a square right in the middle of the damn backboard. Use it. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I do also like that. I like that Giannis at least talking like he got something to prove next year.
Yeah, he said he's going to adjust his game and all types of stuff.
We'll see, because again, back-to-back injuries.
The main thing with the Bucks, it come down to Middleton, because when Middleton ain't playing, then you got Giannis and Dame playing more minutes, which means they're more susceptible to injuries, and Giannis get burnt out by the end of the year. It's not coincidence that Giannis has been hurt the last 2 or 3 years. By the time the playoffs come, in these last 2 or 3 years, Middleton has missed the most games of his career besides a serious injury.
Yeah, I agree. But I also think a lot of that has to do with Giannis has to learn to play without the ball. You burning yourself out.
Don't say them words. Hey, I tried to do that. They tried to put my head on the stake. I tried to say that. Why does he have to change his game? He's a champion.
No.
He's a champion.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
And that's what true champions do, though. True players adjust their game to the situation.
And if he's been sitting out, he saw how good that team looked without him.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be opposed to them offering Beverly another 1 year contract because I liked him on the team.
I like him too.
Yeah, but
it's just what he did, bro. That throwing the ball, hitting the lady, disrespecting the reporter. I think he might have killed himself, bro.
I think that's too much for him
to come back from, right?
Yeah, he did that.
I like Pat Bev, though. I like Pat Bev. I'm with you. I like Pat Bev.
Oh yeah, I love Pat Bev on the squad. I just think that he did that dumbness that
right.
I don't see him coming back from that. I hope he come back though. I hope they work it out. I really do. Mm-hmm. People forget, so I hope he comes back.
Yeah, and I mean it wasn't like he did it in Milwaukee. Who cares what he did in Indiana?
Made me smile
another person we probably got to keep too is Pat Connaughton. For some reason, this franchise has an infatuation with Pat Connaughton. I would rather he go and retire, but
he can bounce.
Oh yeah, he can, but they're not gonna let him. That's the problem.
I think some players we're stuck with.
Yeah.
I don't think Pat is one of them though. I don't know. I think if the right situation come and he gets packaged off, he will bounce. I'm not convinced that they're that committed to him.
I can see him getting thrown in with a Lopez trade.
Yeah, and I don't honestly
money.
I could see Lopez staying before I could see Pat Connaughton staying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It being realistic, but Lopez looks so neat, man.
Yeah, but he just with his ability to be a big man that can shoot the three, that can stretch the defense for Giannis. It's not. I don't know if it's a lot of players that are available that can do that. Is my only thing. That's my only thing, is that he makes Giannis's job easier for him.
I mean, it would be cheap, and he could shoot the three. He's young, athletic. It didn't work for him last year. I wouldn't mind them going after Christian Wood.
Nah.
Oh yeah, bringing him back to the mill.
I'm not a fan of Christian Woods. I think that, for real, I think he got some internal locker room stuff that, for one, that we don't know about, because I think that his skill set should be enough to have him in the league longer. Like, he's a major journeyman. Like, he's gonna be playing in like China or something in the next 2 years. It's something about him. I don't trust
Shanghai Sharks.
Yeah, I don't trust him. You know, the Lakers needed him. You know, they needed him, and it didn't work there.
Well, he was hurt.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I'm throwing these type of players out is because the Bucks don't have a lot of money to operate, and they need to get a few pieces.
Yeah.
Cheap. You know, they need to get a few cheap pieces.
But when you say that,
start with Bridges.
But when you say they got to get pieces for cheap, that makes me feel like they're going to get old. Because those are the pieces that traditionally come for cheap, or those old players that you hope that they give you a good season, like the Marcus Smarts, you know, type players. You know, and I just hope that it don't come down to that. I hope we can finesse somebody, like, again, if we can do some package. But I just don't know how it really works. You know, like with Middleton, you always hope that somebody's rebuilding. But I don't know. Do you make that hope at the beginning of the season? I kind of feel like you kind of do that mid-season and, you know, near the end. But even if you do find a squad, how much contract does he? How many years he got left Middleton on this contract?
3.
1 year for a player option, I think.
Yeah, so 2 years and then a player option. Then a player option.
He could very well then go to a rebuilding team with limited time on his contract.
See, and I don't see that being a fit for him. Because if I'm a rebuilding team, the last thing I want to do is give a lot of money to somebody that I don't see on there. He would be a good fit for a team like an Orlando, Cleveland. A young team that's right on the cusp that just needs some veteran shooting, or
like Cleveland,
for 1 year, 2 years.
Yeah,
you go to Cleveland, get back Evan Mobley or something.
Come on, they ain't gonna trade Mobley for,
or even like a Dallas,
All right. No, that's fair.
You know, somebody that just needs a veteran player that can shoot.
When he's available.
So I've been watching the playoffs, and you know, one thing I noticed, like, I will openly admit that I feel like the refs are doing a terrible job for the most part. You know,
agreed.
But my question though is, I'm not a fan, and you guys let me know what you think about this. I'm not a fan with them every game saying the refs missed four plays, and they, you know, I don't like that they do that, because they're only human. You know, you can't replay everything else. So I feel like you antagonizing fans when you start doing this, to where, you know, analyzing every mistake that the refs
that's
made.
because of LeBron complaining. I blame all that on LeBron, like I blame flopping on LeBron. I blamed it because when he made a big deal in the series against Denver, after that is when it started. Them mentioning, they missed some. He's the problem. He's the reason. Damn, why don't you retire, LeBron? Ain't it enough? Don't Savannah need you at home? Don't Bronny need to be trained? Why are you still playing? You can't win. Adrian voice, Rocky IV. You can't win.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Look, Savannah is probably why he's still playing. She don't want him at
home. One more year, Brian. One more.
One more year. Right. Yeah.
Wait until Bryce gets there.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's have another one.
Right.
Right.
But speaking of the kid, I don't know. Do you kind of feel like Bron is strong arming teams to recruit his kid?
Man, they're no disrespect. He's not good enough to be on an NBA roster. Period.
I don't think yet. I don't think he is yet.
Period. I don't think he will ever be.
Yeah. I'm just based on
I
this
think
year.
he should go play in Europe for a little bit, or with the Shanghai Sharks to get himself together, then come back to the NBA.
I don't think that his dad wants him to take that route.
But if his dad is soft, his kid gonna be soft. Can you imagine how they gonna punish him just talking crazy to him when he not hooping well? I don't know if he can take it mentally, to be honest. They're gonna be
come
on his
at him
helmet.
regardless. Oh, for sure.
Let's be honest. Seriously. Take away who he is and look at his stats, whether it's high school or the limited college. We would not even be talking about this dude at all.
Unfortunately.
They made a good point. Michael Jordan's kids put up better numbers than Bronny did at high school and for real, at high school and college. And they were trash.
Yeah, one of them went to Illinois.
Yeah,
I can't remember which one. Okay, and he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't nowhere
he's not
near.
NBA. He's like Bronny. He's not no NBA caliber player. You can't.
He wasn't even a good college player.
Right. You weren't even averaging double figures. How you going to the league?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. You know, and you had a heart
USC
condition.
Didn't have no killers on their team, Mike, where somebody would have been taking more shots or they had some future NBA player. USC is tap water. They ain't nothing special.
Well, I'm saying, even what Mike just mentioned, Marcus Jordan went to Illinois. Illinois, that's Chicago. The only reason, looking at his numbers, the only reason they gave him a scholarship is because it was Illinois and it was Jordan.
For sure.
To get people in the seats.
True.
No, and
you know what I mean?
Same probably went for USC.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
But I still, though, I think that I would like to have seen him another year in college, which with this new NIL and all that other stuff, I think you can still go back to school, even with declaring the NBA and agent. You can have agents and all that anyway now. So I think he should go back, play another year, you know, at least show what you can at least put to the table, you know, post the heart condition. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
At minimum, do that. You know your dad gonna play 2-3 more years anyway, so you might as well try to get better. You know,
true.
So, well, I heard that was the plan, that they were just going to run him through the combine to see what NBA scouts are saying he's good at and what he needs to work on, and then pull himself out and go to college again.
That would make sense. That's what he should do.
Yeah.
This ain't it trying to go to the league, and it's gonna look bad. You know, like I feel like him and D-Wade's son is probably on the same level of skill.
Yeah,
that'd be my opinion.
Well, and I think Zaire is better than him.
Yeah,
I actually like D-Wade first game.
And Carmelo's Anthony's son is better than all them cats.
Where is he? Senior. He's 17.
He's cold, bro. He's cold.
Did he commit anywhere?
I don't think so.
So no, it's gonna cost it. He's cold, bro. He's cold.
Yeah, I think the Barnes boys, Gilbert Arenas son.
His son is a monster.
Carmelo's son.
Rondo even got a kid.
And actually, Kenyon Martin's youngest.
Yeah,
I think those are probably the top young kids coming up.
Yep.
Interesting.
D-Wade's son is nice though too.
He is.
Who did he play for now?
Somebody. Who else? We missing like a former All-Star Hall of Famer that got a kid too. I'll remember it later, but we missing somebody.
Dennis Rodman's son is pretty good too.
Okay.
He has I thought he had a daughter.
You know who else missing?
No, he has a son.
I know who missing.
Playing with who?
I'm just gonna say, hey, Denver is missing from the playoffs. That's what
Oh
I
yeah,
was
no,
about
no,
to
no. We they're on the list to talk about, but we can get it in now with them. So
say.
with how now here's the question too: with how Minnesota is handling them, is it that Minnesota is good, or were the Lakers bad? I mean, I know they went 4-1, but the Lakers was giving Denver everything they got.
Right.
You know, even the 4 games that they won, they were all pretty much close and last minute baskets. And I noticed that that Denver was kind of playing lackadaisical first half of the, of the games, and then they'll find some motivation. But that ain't happening with
motivation.
That ain't happening with AE. You know,
right?
He is keeping you planted in the ground. You know what I'm saying?
I you know what? I don't want to say it's that, Mike. I think y'all will both agree with me with this. I think that it's matchups, and the reason I say that, they got 3 big men on Minnesota. Minnesota's a bad matchup for Denver. Yeah. Everything that's a Denver strength is also Minnesota's strength, and it's younger and faster. They making Jokic look a little slow. They making him look unathletic.
But they also got what's his name injured too. He's been playing hurt this entire time. Yeah, Jamal Murray's been hurt this entire time. He ain't right. You know, and I mean they still getting disrespected, but you can tell like with him not being right, they are fully taking advantage of that. And Minnesota defense has been A1.
Yeah, I agree.
A1.
But look, that's a younger team, athletic, long arms. Them in OKC is their prototypical type of future NBA team. The old guard is damn near done. Look at all the Hall of Famers is already gone. You got Dame out of there, Giannis out of there, KD out of there, Booker, Beal, LeBron, Steph Curry.
I think the problem with Denver going up against Minnesota is if you really look at the matchup, Denver doesn't have a clear advantage in any position.
Center position. Clear advantage at the
That's
center
a great point.
Clear advantage at the center
Not
position.
really, though.
Yeah.
No. The reason why I'm saying that's not even a clear advantage is because what Joker has to deal with now is basically 2 centers.
Correct.
You got the physicality and the offense of Cat.
And then the defense of Gobert.
Gobert is standing right behind him, taking away anything that you were good at, throwing lobs up to Gordon. You got a defensive nightmare right there. So it basically neutralizes him. So they don't have, and then you have Naz Reid coming up.
Naz Reid coming
right.
Yeah. What's the dude that's been holding Murray?
I'm going to say this. Minnesota got a chance.
Who's that guard that's been holding?
Conley play, they got a chance.
Who's the guard that's been holding Murray? I don't know why. Murray, Jamal Murray. That dude's been playing exceptional. It wasn't Conley.
Jaden McDaniel.
Yeah,
Jaden McDaniel.
Okay,
he's been doing an exceptional job. He's been laughing at Murray while he's holding him, dude. Like knowing he about to put the clamps on him.
I think he's the reason why they didn't go further last year. Because if you remember in the playoffs,
he was hurt.
He got mad during the game and broke his hand when he punched the wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's their Pat Beverly.
True.
Oh yeah.
With more size.
He's that feisty. He's that fight. Pause. He's that
Yep.
feisty. He's that feisty dude. That I like him a lot.
But they got
a lot of pieces. They can do something. I'm not gonna say they can win it all, but they got a chance. Depending on what happens with OKC.
I think they can win it all.
I think they can win
will be a problem.
Yeah, I think they got pieces, like you said. I think the main difference, like you said, is they got those twin towers, and it's different because Cat doesn't have to commit down low.
Correct.
He can spread through the whole court. So they are, and Anthony Edwards just figured it out.
Yep.
He's figured it out, and now that's going to be scary for a lot of teams, in my opinion.
And I think
I will say, wait, I want to cut you off. I want to give both of y'all props because, y'all jumped on the AE train before everyone else did. I remember I got it. I got the files early off. Early off. Y'all were on AE. Pause. And I salute to that. I'm sorry. What was you saying, Lamar?
And I don't think it was even AE figuring it out. I think Cat figured it out. This is his team.
Oh, he needed to fall back?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's playing better without the pressure, though, with Cat. Well, now that everybody knows that AE is the man, he's scoring his 20-25 and nobody paying attention, just the way he like it.
And it's making it so much easier on Cat because now he could the pressure isn't on him.
Correct.
Yeah, when he got hurt during that time, right before the end of the season, it almost like they needed that, because they showed what they can do even without him. That's, I don't know. It could very well be Minnesota-Boston in the finals.
And I think Minnesota could beat them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, they can. I'm starting to. I don't know if I don't want to call it. I'm definitely don't want to call it East weak, but I think with injuries, it was just so many teams drop like flies too. Because Boston, I feel like it's almost a cakewalk for Boston.
Boston better hope that 3-point shooting keep cracking. If they go into some type of cold streak shooting, they'll get blown right off.
Well, I think the problem, if they're going to, I don't know, if I'm going to assume, I'm just going to assume, I hate Indiana. I'm going to assume that they'll play New York in the finals.
Yep. They'll play Jalen Brunson in the finals.
Yeah. But what I think the only issue with New York is they only on like a 6-7 man rotation. I don't know how tired these dudes are going to be.
Hey, you know what though, Mike? You know why that is? Our boy Thibodeau. Thibodeau will run you into the ground, bro.
And he
that's his MO. 40 minutes, you a starter, you playing 40 minutes.
And you gonna practice like you've never practiced before. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna give you a Pat Riley practice and then play you the whole game. He's wild. He don't care. Oh, he don't care.
But I think it's going to work for him this year because he had a young squad.
Right, correct.
Yeah, but they ain't going to keep doing that. They ain't going to keep doing that. I remember D-Wade had a huge problem with Pat Riley doing that, and they didn't want him. I think Spost was, I think that carried over to Spost too, and I don't think that they were fans of that. What? We got to work hard?
Right.
So speaking of Brunson proved that he's an A1. He is certified A1.
Tier one,
yeah,
definitely.
I say he got that Anthony Edwards dog in him. That I mean, that I see a lot of killer in him. And he don't even got really a strong Robin there.
Yeah.
To be totally honest.
He's carrying that.
All the attention's on him, and he's still scoring at will.
I think he has the perfect pieces around him, though.
Yep. Yeah. Defenders. Josh Hart is a defender. DiVincenzo's a defender.
He's their difference maker.
OG Anunoby, another defender.
Yeah.
Their team is full of even Isaiah or Hartenstein, defender. It's almost like, you know what this is like, and y'all let me know if I'm tripping or being too extreme. This reminds me of the AI team back in the day where he was the main scorer that had all defenders and rebounders around him.
Yeah, but they're better than that. Than those.
Yeah, they're better than that, but it's in that. But it's that same type of setup.
So, though, do you think? Who do you think is right now playing at Brunson's skill level right now? Who do you think is a better point guard? And Am, don't get emotional with this question, all right? Him or Derrick Rose?
Oh, D Rose, bro. Oh, D Rose, bro.
Why D Rose? Why D Rose?
D Rose is more explosive. I feel like,
but he may have more hops, but that
no, I'm not saying how. I'm just saying explosive in general. His first step was crazy. Derrick Rose's first step was crazy, and he was a former league MVP.
Yeah, and again,
and he didn't play. And the team he played with too was kind of similar how Brunson is playing, whereas more defenders with a couple of shooters.
But this is Brunson's first year solo.
Lamont go Jalen. That's cool, but I can't say over Derrick Rose.
No, you know what? Because I'm a pick the question apart. I think D Rose was the better player, but I think Brunson's a better point guard.
Interesting.
I see where you're going. D
Rose, everything you said was explosive. He could get to the rack. I think Brunson is a better. He manages the game. He puts everybody in place. He scores when he needs to. I think he's a better point guard.
That's interesting. I think that's a fair way to answer that statement. Actually, that question. I think that's fair.
No. He's. I would have to see what he's averaging assist wise.
Mm-hmm.
But
who Brunson?
Yeah, him and Halliburton.
Yeah, he manages the game differently. He controls the game differently.
And he's very efficient.
Now, would you take SGA over Jalen Brunson?
Probably just because of his height.
So real quick, Brunson's 29. He's 29, 3.5, and pretty much 7 assists a game, shooting at about 48%.
That's good numbers.
It really is.
Is that his playoff numbers or regular season?
No, that's regular season.
Damn, he was averaging almost 30.
Who?
Yeah.
Like 25, but it was a slower pace game though too. Back with D Rose played, the pace was much slower.
But let's see SGA quick. SGA is 35-6, shooting 53 from the field.
Give me SGA.
Is efficient. But
give me SGA.
At the same time, but he got more talent around him than Brunson.
Yeah. And SGA buckets, a lot of them are going in, are inside the paint.
Correct. Mid-range. He got a nice midi too.
You wouldn't be able to lose with either one of them. They're both great.
No, I agree.
So,
not superstars yet, though.
Speaking of superstars, I was just about to ask, who do you think is up next to be in that category of superstar?
Ant-Man.
Anthony. Yeah. But do you think he needs to win a championship, or does he need another solid season to be?
He's doing it as we speak. It's happening now. This playoff run will solidify him.
And I would say give me either a championship or another good season.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if we're gonna make the superstar class elite, then I would say that it's a few people probably knocking at the door. There are going to be a few, like you said. SGA is knocking. Brunson
Luka
is right there. Luka's right there. Luka got 1 foot in there.
Mm-hmm.
To be totally honest, it was somebody else I had that in my head. I thought that he was just about ready to go.
So he said Luka, SGA, Ant-Man.
Dev Booker is.
What about close. Jamal Murray? What is Jamal Murray?
A star.
Yep. I don't think he's superstar. I don't think he's. I don't think he.
I guess maybe I take consideration how many big shots he's hit in the playoffs and over his career.
Yeah, which makes him.
You get what I'm saying?
I think certain players, like Jimmy Butler, you're just going to be a star, a really good star.
That's a good comparison, actually.
Even if he wins a championship, Jimmy Butler isn't going to be a superstar.
True.
Yeah, I think they've been. I think
that's how Devin Booker.
I think Minnesota.
Okay, I got a good one now. What is Donovan Mitchell?
Same. He's the same as everybody else you named. Yep.
Okay.
It's just something, I don't know, man. It's just something about, like, when you look at Anthony Edwards, he gives you everything you would be looking for in a superstar. He's putting up the numbers. He has the attitude. He's marketable. He's carrying the team. Like, he gives you everything.
And he's a monster, though.
So then, isn't Devin Booker then in the same breath as that?
Nah,
Wouldn't you have
I tell you this. I just saw something where they were interviewing Anthony Edwards, and he was talking about when he was in the Olympics, I think it was, and Steve Kerr they were working him out. I think it was tryouts for the Olympics, and Steve Kerr kept telling him, like, you ain't working out hard enough. And he every time, this ain't hard enough. This ain't hard enough. Pause. And he was like, he said he was talking to his trainer. It was like, whatever we got to do it better. Because Kerr was like, I wouldn't even drafted you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was coming down on him. And he's like, ever since then, he was like, I stay in the gym for as long as he's like, I go until I can't go anymore. You know, and I think that's the difference between, you know, somebody like him. Like, that would be the difference between, in my opinion, Kobe and T-Mac. You know, you're good, but if you want to get to that next level of great, it's certain sacrifices you got to start trying to make.
Yeah, T-Mac wasn't about to do that.
Nah, but T-Mac issue was his true love was baseball.
Correct.
Just like Allen Iverson, football was his true love. So I think that makes a difference where you don't get the full passion.
Does D Book have a chance to become a superstar, or is it over already?
No, he has. I think he has a chance.
I don't. I think certain players just don't have all the intangibles to be a superstar, no matter what they do.
Yeah, but I think Dev Book, when you start looking at his all-time high scoring, he's put up some numbers.
And he'll be a star. Now, let me say this. For me, just because you're not a superstar doesn't mean that you're not a Hall of Famer. I think he'll be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But he dropped a 70 piece. Yeah. That's something that doesn't happen often. Dropping 70. I think it's really, to me, I think it's more of the circumstances that are surrounding him that's stopping him from looking like a superstar. I think Phoenix, they haven't gotten all the right pieces. They've been almost at the cusp of being good, but they just have never got over that hump. You know, and I think that's, you know, I don't even know if they honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't think they'd ever spent the time building a team around Dev Booker as much as trying to just get players there to play, you know, to try to win.
I can see that. I see what you're going.
Well, I think they had a damn good team before they traded away everything for Durant and Beal.
Yeah, well, what's name didn't want to stay. The center, he didn't want to be there. They were having internal issues. Ayton, he didn't want to be there. I thought he was really key to them being good, you know, but he didn't want to stay.
I think if they would have made that move, like got rid of him and got somebody else, Mikal Bridges, Johnson. I think if they would have kept all them pieces around, they would have been good. They didn't need to get Durant and Beal.
I thought they shouldn't have got Beal. You could have got Durant and then got pieces instead of spending
Beal
all that
washed?
money. He ain't washed. I think that you had an experiment. Yeah, but I think they experimented and it went bad quickly because you have no bench. You know, you relying on 5 players that are just new to each other pretty much for the most part. And you want it to work. Just like in Milwaukee. You know, but Phoenix said, and I think just like Milwaukee, they feel like they still got something. So they said they're trying to run it back next year. So they're going to keep, and Bill ain't going nowhere. You can't trade him anyway. They stuck with him.
No. And during one of the games, I believe one of the announcers said that those 3 had only played a total of, it wasn't even a full game's worth of minutes during the whole season.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they didn't spend a lot of time together. And they messed up. I think Bill is the monkey wrench that's going to really screw it all up for them.
Yeah, because Kevin Durant is plug and play. Yeah, Kevin Durant is plug and play. You could put Kevin Durant anywhere, he getting 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bill. But
so
okay.
Before I lose this thought, when we were talking about young up and coming stars, what about Banchero?
I like him. There. I like Banchero. I like him a lot. Yeah, he got a little dog in him too. He be talking crazy, like he's hoping.
You know, he reminds me
of. He's
worth
the number 1 pick. I'll tell you that. You can build a franchise around Banchero.
And I think to me, what I like about him too, I think he plays to his strengths.
Correct.
You know, to his ability. He don't try to do too much. He knows what he's good at, and he sticks to that. You know, and that's what I really like about dude. But I don't know.
Who did you say he reminds?
His game, y'all won't agree with this, but I say a good version of. He reminds me of Horace Grant. He reminds me of Horace Grant.
Oh, no,
he has a little mid-range. That's who I'm saying. A good version of him. He has a little mid-range shot. You know, I'm not saying he's already 10 times better.
I'm trying to think. I had a player in my and let me think. Cause he's smooth. He got some athleticism. Like his game, I enjoy watching dude hoop. Actually.
Yeah.
And you know what? When I watched that last game, now I'm not comparing their games, but I'm talking about like their mannerisms. He reminded me of like a Tim Duncan. Like you see no expressions. He's just out there real cool, calm, and collected.
I like.
I like.
No, I like Paolo Banchero. What are the Hawks gonna do with Trae Young?
They were saying Lakers. The Lakers are eyeing him. He is going to be under the trade market for for sure. They're going to be looking to off him somewhere.
You know what? That don't really help the Lakers, actually.
No, they're already a defensive liability,
and he too little.
Pick him up, yeah.
If I was Trae, I wouldn't even want to go there because I'm the scapegoat.
But he need to go somewhere, somewhere like.
How old is Trae?
He's still in his 20s.
Is he?
Young. Probably about 25, 26.
Let's see.
Probably 24, 25, maybe.
I might say 27.
25.
Oh, 25? Okay.
20, okay. You know where I would go? If I'm a young player like that, he already got his money, right? I'm going down there to San Antonio.
That would be
nice.
But
they already got Vassell. They already gave Vassell a check. Ain't he the point?
Man, forget Vassell.
But I think
he could come off the bench.
Not at that clip. He getting like 30 a year, bro, Vassell.
I think Trae Young problem though is still going to be. I don't know if he could fit the organization in San Antonio. Pop has
Pop would make him.
Yeah, but
the player we forgot was Wemby. That's the other player we forgot.
Oh yeah,
yeah. How did we forget about Wemby? Is playing on at a different clip, bro.
No, he's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to.
But if I'm a young player that already have gotten my bag, I'm going to play with Wemby.
Yeah, Wemby's going to change the rules of the game.
Correct.
Because they're not going to be able to stop what he's going to be doing. You know, this dude be at the free throw line and it look like it's going to be like some layup and he end up dunking it. Like, I'm like, dude.
Like, go, gadget arm.
Or
like,
from Fantastic Four. What's dude that from Fantastic Four?
I don't know, buddy. That's it.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's why I said go gadget arms from respect.
Yeah,
Gadget.
Mr. Fantastic. But he like Mr. Fantastic. Nah, Mr. Fantastic is his name.
Stretch
he just stretched.
But could you imagine how wide open the floor would be with him and Trae Young?
Yeah,
but
true.
You know where who I thought would have been a better fit, but he stayed with the Lakers was white dude. I don't know why every player.
Austin
Reeves. I thought he would have did great. That would have been, to me, a perfect scenario for him. He would have had more responsibilities. He'd get a lot of
more
open
buckets.
Looks. Yeah, I thought that would have been a
structured organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I guess I'm looking at it as a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a young point guard, all I got, you know how look at Trae's numbers now with the OK team. Could you imagine his assists?
And do you remember how he plays? Like he sets it up where he takes it to the cup and he lobs it to their center. What I can't think of Capella all the time. That's their bread and butter move. The only thing is with Wemby is Wemby's going to be one of those players who's going to be all over the floor. You know, he's going to be Cat on steroids.
So if I'm Trae, I got the option of, like you said, going up for a floater that could lead to a lob, or driving in and kicking out to a 7-5 3-point shooter. Like it will be insane.
Yeah. Sky's the limit.
What about Tyus Jones going to San Antonio? He'll be a free agent. He's a free agent now.
Welcome to the Bucks.
Yeah.
We could use Tyus Jones.
Yeah.
No, you're right. We could use Tyus Jones. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask y'all. Would you trade Brook Lopez for John Collins?
No, because we still need a center then, unless you're moving Giannis to the 5.
Would you? What about? Would you trade Brook Lopez or Middleton for Ayton?
Portland ain't giving up Ayton.
Well, and I wouldn't want him.
Portland. I think Portland's still rebuilding. I don't know if they really committed to Ayton.
Ayton is a little soft, and he a mental midget. We don't need that here.
Yeah. I just don't think. Well, he said it out of his own mouth that regardless on what he does on the floor, he's going to get max money because of his height.
Exactly. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I would put Giannis at the 5. Giannis need to start playing at the 5. He have multiple advantages. It's not like it's a ton of big centers out there. Put John Collins at the 4. Now we're more athletic at our bigs.
Or we could put Giannis at the 5 and play Bobby at the 4 now.
I got a feeling Giannis would not like playing the 5.
Well, we don't like him not playing in the playoffs, so something got to shake. Something got to shake. And the reason I said John Collins, so y'all know that seemed real wild, but the contracts are almost identical with John Collins and Lopez.
I don't like John Collins.
I feel you.
I think when he was with the Hawks, I did like him because he was athletic.
Yeah, and he could shoot the 3.
And he could shoot the 3. I could too, but I don't know how much money he wants, or is he getting at Utah? I think he's getting.
He getting about 20. He's getting 23 a year. It's almost identical to Lopez.
Yeah, I'm not doing
bad
that.
In today's basketball though.
No, but if I could get a Miles Bridges for 10 or 12, I'll take that.
But they still would have to make the contract, so they would have to give us more. The contract's got to match in the new CBA or whatever. So we can't.
Well, no, we're not trading it. You mean for John Collins?
That's why I said Lopez for John Collins, because the contracts match. If you were to try to get Washington, the Hornets would have to provide more players, so the contracts are exactly the same.
We don't have to give him anything because he's a free agent.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? We're freeing up money from Beasley, Crowder, and Beverly. We could give that money to him.
Then that give him about 12, 15 a year. Yeah, that.
I would give him a 4-year, $40 million contract.
I would even go 4 years, 45, 47. Kind of what Bobby's original contract was. The 4 years, 47. Yep. Well,
we at some point
with the fourth year being a player option.
But with Bobby, we're gonna have to at some point, with how he's played the last 2 years, I think they're gonna have to extend him. They're gonna have to.
Next year's next year's his last year. Then we have to extend him. Yep, correct. Yeah, and he's gonna get a nice pay jump.
I think his stats went up, so yeah, he should be able to. Because
So who you guys got in the finals?
I definitely got Boston coming out the East.
Boston and T-Wolves or Boston and OKC?
Yeah, I'd like to see that the Western Finals with OKC and Minnesota. That's gonna be exciting. That's gonna be a good game.
I'm going Minnesota all the way, man. I just don't see a team that can match up with them, especially with the bigs that they got down low.
Right, and the thing is too, they got athletic bigs. They don't got the slow Lopez's. They got bigs that are running the floor. That's what changes and impacts the game. Their bigs run the floor. Three, bro. And they all, except for Gobert, shoot. And the thing is, Gobert, how many defensive players of the year he's won? Just him alone was gonna give Jokic problems. Then you throwing in. So when does Jokic when does he take a break? Think about that. He got to play the whole game, because when he sits out, it really get dark.
Yeah.
And you know what the one of the
DeAndre Jordan is their backup
about that team is? They got Mike Conley running.
You said who, Lamont?
Mike Conley.
Yep.
He brings it all together with that veteran leadership, keeping everybody on the same. He perfect
and playing
for that
within his game and facilitating as he should. He always been like that. He's steady.
Yeah.
Mike Conley and then he'll have a couple breakout games, and then if he break out, y'all really in trouble.
Yeah, Conley do enough. He don't do a lot, but he does enough.
And to think he was an afterthought playing alongside of Greg Oden.
Yep.
That is funny. You know what I will say though is out of Indiana, McConnell he's earning himself a check for sure. That boy's been playing lights out. He's been surprising me.
And they brought him back up from the G League.
Damn.
See, he had put up some big points in a game in the G League, and they brought him up, and he's been hooping ever since.
Right. So real quick, do you think at all can Denver steal a game?
Yeah, they can steal a game.
I mean, do you think they'll steal a game?
Yeah, they'll win a game. They got too much pride to get swept. What's hurting them is Aaron Gordon is non-existent. That's what's killing them.
But Aaron Gordon is just a facilitator. Like he should be only giving you 10, 12 points.
Yeah.
But he's not rebounding now either because they're killing him on the boards.
No. But I think that with them, I think that their biggest issue is what's his name? The 3-pointers. Porter Jr.
Mm-hmm.
That's who. Last series, he was hitting everything. You know, this last series, he 4 for 12, 9 points. That's the one. He's the one who he was destroying the Lakers. Now he doesn't even exist. Like Minnesota defense, they are doing some things that they're impressing me. I'm not even gonna lie.
I agree.
Yeah, Minnesota doesn't have to double anybody.
Yeah.
It could be all individual matchups. And I think the problem with Aaron Gordon this series is even in that championship run, Joker was able to stand at the free throw line and just pick them apart, whether it's lobs, backdoor slashes, and that's where Aaron Gordon was good at. Now you got Anthony Edwards. You got Towns standing in front of Jokic,
and then Gobert right
behind him. Nothing moving.
Yeah, and it's good because Gobert, he's just going to defend.
Just I know we give Minnesota a lot of props, but I gotta give them more props for this. They were trying to break that team up. People were saying Gobert wasn't gonna work. Him and Cat on the same team.
Yeah.
And they tuned out the noise. Now look, they're that good because they kept Gobert and allowed Cat. Well, you know what I'm saying?
I think though when you keep Gobert, now that allows Cat to be the player that he wants to be because he's not gonna want to be stuck in that center position. Correct. That's just not the spot where he wants to be at. So that changed up everything. So yeah, if they keep Cat on that squad, I mean.
Because remember the first year they had him, they was terrible. And they were just like, oh, this isn't going to work. You gave up 4 first-round picks, blah, blah, blah. They held Pat. And I'm hoping the same thing is like for the Bucks that's holding on to Dame because they was tripping about Dame. So I hope we get some of that good luck too. We'll see.
Yeah, I think Gobert, like even on the Bucks, could you imagine him on the Bucks? You put him on any team, you in a really good spot.
Yep. I agree.
People just don't like him because of, especially since COVID.
Right.
Yeah. He gave everybody COVID.
Right. He ruined the world.
He's ground zero. Ain't that what they call it? He was ground zero, bro. Hey, Gobert and he was touching everybody.
He coughed in his hands, and I couldn't believe he did that.
Yeah, he ruined the world, but he's making up for it now.
Yeah. Shout out to Gobert.
At least in Minnesota.
Oh, Rudy.
Right. So you got Minnesota winning it all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do.
Can go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so wait. So let's say right now if finals is Minnesota and Boston. Boston loses again. What do? You got to run it back.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. You run it back. You re-sign Drew. You got Kristaps.
He could be a trade bait though. He could probably be a one trade bait to get you. Would you trade? Would you want Kristaps?
He's not available like that. But he's like a Middleton. He's called when he plays. But how many games is he gonna play?
He hurt now.
He's a stretch. He Middleton.
Yeah, I would want him, but Boston is in a tough spot because nobody's taking on Jaylen Brown's contract.
No. Them two are stuck. That's the core off top. Like that's the core off top. Those two are going to be there.
And Jason Tatum is due this summer, so he's going to make a little more than Brown is, and then you're pretty much stuck. You can't afford nobody else.
Well, and then
Drew. Then you're counting on Drew. Yeah, being your third.
They already re-signed him.
Yeah, they paid him a bunch of money.
Yeah,
I was shocked at his contract.
They're definitely second apron and don't care. They got to be at the second apron now. They got to be.
Yeah, and I remember earlier in the season when we talked about it was Boston. Mike, you had a list of 3 or 4 players, and we were saying who's going to win a championship first.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I remember putting Anthony Edwards 3 years out because I thought Minnesota still needed to build up what they got now. Man, I think if Minnesota gets a championship this year, I think they're gonna make it hard for the league for the next 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah.
Would you call Boston a failure if they don't win a championship this year? Is Boston a failure?
I don't know if it's this year. Well, I don't want to say this year, but if they when it's all said and done with one of the 2 players that they have, once they leave, then yeah, it's a failed experiment. I won't just say this year. If by the time, Tatum or Brown, if one of them 2 long gone, or they start trying to change things up, then yep, it's gonna be a failure. But I mean, there's some tough teams out here, so it's not a cakewalk for Boston.
But they've made this season look like a cakewalk.
That's true. Like they have the last few seasons.
Yeah.
There's never been a team with that big of a lead between first and second place.
Right.
Are they like a modern day version of Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce? Remember that duo? They had that duo, and that was a solid duo. And they just
Cybertwine. Yeah.
But they just couldn't get they couldn't get over the hump though. They just couldn't do it for whatever reason. That's what they reminded me of.
But then they split up and they both got over the hump, which was interesting. Twine got his shit with the Heat, and then he got his with Boston, so it worked out.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny about that team, though, man, is I'm not going to say the best player, because of course the best player is Jason Tatum, but the most important player on that team is Derek White.
Thank you. I just put that in a text to Aunt Martin earlier. You shut Derek White down, you affect that whole team.
But good luck shutting him down.
Yeah, he's something else.
Yeah, but he's been playing lights out basketball.
Right, but the Bucks did it twice, and what happened? We shut down Derek White. We blew them out by 20, 30 points both games.
And that's another dude who they paid too, right? Didn't he get a big contract?
Yeah, they paying everybody over in Boston.
If they didn't pay him that, they better.
I think that they did. I thought that they signed him to I could be wrong.
He cut that cotton candy off the top of his head, and he didn't win.
Thank God.
Right. He said cotton candy is hilarious.
He looking like Beaker from the Muppets. He was for the longest.
Right.
Or the movie with Ice Cube and Mike Epps.
All about the Benjamins.
Yeah, like old boy was in here.
Oh yeah, he signed a 4-year, $70 million contract. That's not that bad.
How did he have all this money?
That's only 17.5 a year though.
But still,
that's what I'm saying.
You got 30 for Drew. You got 50 for, and then Kristaps is $100 million too. How are they affording this? I hope this team crash and burn. Go ahead, Boston.
They definitely hitting the cap.
The math ain't mathing.
Well, they don't mind going over their tax.
Yeah, clearly, yeah.
Which leads me to think that I'm switching teams, so that would kind of lead me to think that Golden State is going to be hauling players out of there at an alarming rate. Because what are you going to be playing these players for? And they might not even make the playoffs next year. So, like, what are you going to play these, paying all this money to these dudes? Like, everybody whose name isn't Curry, you can bounce.
Hey, they going to re-sign Clay?
I'm sure at a cheap deal. There's no way they're going to max him out at no. They won't. That's not going to happen.
No. They'll come up with something respectful so he won't feel disrespected and he's still part of the culture and the franchise where he can finish out his career.
What do you
So you know what, that when you said that, Mike, when you talked about Golden State making the playoffs, I thought of something.
What?
I was listening to a radio show, a sports show the other day, and they talked about they was talking about LeBron and Kobe and Jordan, and they were comparing like their legacies and all of that. And they were saying how many years LeBron has made the playoffs and such and such. Do you think Curry and LeBron's, I'm not going to say their legacy, but should they be looked at a little differently, especially LeBron, with this play-in tournament?
Yeah,
because
sure. He wouldn't have been a 7 seed. He wouldn't have made the playoffs. Curry wouldn't have made the playoffs.
For the past like 3 years almost.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I think
because they were trying to put him up. So what the person was saying was like, well, your favorite player, talking about Kobe, didn't make the playoffs the last 2 years. And in my head, I'm thinking like, well, LeBron wouldn't have made it the past 4.
True.
Correct. 100%
The play-in was created for him.
Now, I mean, right. I think the play, honestly, if I'm being honest, I think the play-in was created for, it's a part of capitalism. The same reason why the first round went from 5 games to 7. They want that money. TV time. They want more money.
Right.
They're going to do everything that it takes.
I think it's a combination of that and to help a player, because the rounds helped the Lakers.
Well, and when you think about it,
that was when Shaq was with the Lakers, and they did it 7 because the Lakers were losing.
What I was going to say is, when you think about it too, is by you having this play-in, it starts allowing those teams that are almost out of there, like Golden State, Lakers, who were once cold, it gives them just a second shot that people want to see. Because regardless, and people still want to see them dudes try to win the championship.
Yeah, I'm starting more and more, especially with the Lakers situation, and even Miami now. I don't like it. Like, dude, you guys are done.
Right.
Yeah. And to give them like a do-over, basically, that's what it feels like to me.
It is. But you're right. That's exactly what it is.
They hung an in-season tournament banner. That was I can't believe they hung that up for the Lakers. That was crazy.
Think about this. The Miami was horrible last year, enough where they wouldn't have been in the playoffs, but they got into the play-in and then go through the Eastern Conference and get to the finals.
Yeah.
Y'all been trash all year. So you get a do-over and you put out teams that actually deserved it.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, you beat them, so you beat them.
Yeah, if I'm a 7 seed, I'm pissed. If I'm a 7 seed in the NBA, that's wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
I want to rattle off a couple numbers for y'all so we can put things in a little perspective with the Celtics, right? So I'm just not going to even talk about the contracts for this year. I'm just going to say next year, right? Drew Holiday, $30 million. Kristaps, $29 million. Jason Tatum, $34 million. Jaylen Brown, $49 million. Derek White, $19 million. How can you afford all of that?
They're almost, after quick math in my head, they're almost at $150 million.
That's what I was thinking too.
That's crazy.
So how is this okay?
And that's not even with Tatum. That's not even with Tatum yet.
No, that is with Tatum. That is with Tatum. That's what they.
Well, I'm saying his is going to balloon. Yeah, but I'm saying his is going to balloon next season.
Correct. So next season he get 34, and then his player option is for 25, 26. So next year is it? So he have to be extended next year.
Yeah, they're going to extend and max him out next year.
Correct.
He's going to be in the 200.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They got to pay him 200.
Oh no, 200 nothing. It's going to be three because Jaylen Brown got to.
Oh,
it's going to be like 320.
Somewhere like that. Yep.
Yeah, he's going to be making like
this is their last run. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is their last run.
Oh yeah.
If you don't, how do you afford that?
You can't. But when you those two superstars should have came together and tried to restructure their contracts to where they not making as much now, or maybe heavy on the back end, or stretch it out for longer. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I would be like, give me the Bobby Bonilla, contract. You know what I'm saying? Give me $5 million for the rest of my life. We're good.
Right.
But why would they do that if Boston has obviously been able to pay everybody?
No. But it gives you. It's what I'm saying is, I think that you like. I think all the good superstars. I know Bron did it. Jordan did it. Where I'm going to take less money for a couple years so we can get players, so we can win a championship. And what I'm saying is, I think they should sacrifice their.
I think that if you look at their roster, they have a championship roster. So I'm not taking no pay cut.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Paid everybody already.
I'm just saying it ain't working.
Well, we don't know
that yet. We don't know that yet.
They can win it all. No, you're right, and they can win it all. They can win it all this year. That's definitely something that can happen. You're right.
So I'm not gonna. Yeah, if I'm Tatum or Brown, you've paid everybody else. I need my money.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Now if Porzingis don't work out and they can move him, Al Horford is getting older. You got these young guys, and Hauser and Pritchard got his money. Everybody got paid already. So it's our turn. Let us get our money now, and we should be able to win.
No, you're right.
I agree.
No, you're absolutely right. All right. Any last words, brothers?
I can't wait to see what Minnesota about to do. That's it.
I honestly, man, I'm really excited about the off season because I got to see what the Bucks do, man.
Man,
I love the Bucks. They just, but I told y'all they would be out in the first round. Didn't I say that?
You did,
but you didn't say it under these conditions.
No, it can't be. No,
it definitely can. It can't.
No, you can't.
Yeah, it can't be with these conditions. Why
you let that man get his bars off? No.
It cannot be
I said
this.
As a matter of fact, didn't I say if they match up against Indiana, they'll be out in the first round?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but that's fool's gold. That's not really accurate
though. But nothing.
That's bogus.
Well.
Somebody wants to. I rarely use these sound effects. I need to get more involved.
All right.
Yeah, you do.
On my sound effects.
All right. I want to see them. I want to see what they do this off season, and I want to see a angry Giannis.
I'm with that.
For the record, Thunder up by 9 halftime, 62-53.
I'm not surprised.
They playing Dallas, right?
Yep. Luka
is better team than
4 for 12 right now. I don't like.
They're a better team than Dallas.
I am not a Luka fan. I am not. And 60% of it is he does that little stupid laugh every time he gets fouled. Every time, or even if you don't, any call that's on him, he's like, oh, then he does a little sarcastic laugh. I be wanting to slap dude in his face for doing that. I hate that.
Luka seemed like a player that, how you have those teams that you just, for some reason, you don't like the old Utah. That's Luka. Luka's Utah.
Yeah. But I like Kyrie, which is the messed up thing.
Yeah, I like him, but Luka is like the state of Utah.
The state of Utah.
Shout out to the Mormons.
Yeah, so hopefully by the time next week's coming up, we'll be seeing probably close to the end of these second rounds. We'll get into some football talk.
Absolutely.
There's a lot been going on. And one last thing. Did anybody watch the roast of Tom Brady yet?
No.
I have not.
I saw a clip of it that was hilarious where Nikki Glaser, this comedian, she was like, you really lost $30 million doing Bitcoin? She was like, even Gronk knows not to do that. And she was like, me Gronk, me no buy Bitcoin. I had to send y'all the clip of that. It was hilarious. But yeah, like, follow, subscribe, and until next time, we are out.
Are you not entertained?
All right, brothers.
Yeah.
All right, bro, go.
Peace.